The fact that these trolls are trying to blackmail me is very interesting because, to be honest, it shows that we're on the right path when it comes to exposing what these trolls have been doing for long. I gave 3i plenty of opportunity over the years, not just 1 year, but a couple of years, to speak to me directly, but instead 3i and Meyer tried to blackmail me. Really? Thinking that I was the same person as some of my followers and demanding that I remove my videos. Of course, I recorded the whole entire conversation and I gave the recording to my followers involved so they can make their own report about the engagement when it comes to talking with these people. Because right now, they're using different people's own information. That's my followers, right? So these trolls have been so angry. They use a bunch of group of trolls to target my Instagram, but things took another turn. As you guys can see, proof that they targeted my Instagram, but I have to get my Instagram back. There's a proof. That attempt failed as well. When I contacted Instagram, they simply returned back my account and I was able to use it. After that, these trolls were working with 3i, started to target it one of my YouTube videos that I have worked extremely hard on. When I look at the reports, I saw the video that has been removed after I exposed 3i and other people who were involved in those cases in part 3. You guys can still look up part 3 of the Troll War series, part 1, part 2, which explain the whole entire series of the Troll Wars, those who are new watching this video right now currently. So the fact that these trolls have gone so far, creating fake accounts, using generating voice, and making claims that Jewish religion is somehow Epsteinian is honestly insultive and completely ridiculous because I came from a Jewish tribe, but I'm going to explain that later. Just these trolls can have more common sense when it comes to talking to these people. They're not only mocking a religion, but they also try to accuse me of being somebody else I'm not, without providing any actual evidence like what I'm doing in these videos. I'm not going to address these accusations because these people seriously need to stop attacking me, because the same accusations that they are accusing me of is the same simply accusation that I have explained in part 3 of the Troll War videos, which these trolls simply wanted to remove the videos, all of them. I simply record the whole entire conversation, so they can't switch it up or lie to me or switch it up to lie to you guys. Simply have the video evidence. Normally when trolls attack me, I don't really care. I ignore them. That's what I've always done. But when it comes to getting to the point where these trolls try to blackmail me and to remove my videos, that's where I have a problem. So the fact that these trolls, like I said, tried to blackmail me, which ultimately failed, it's laughable. I tried to hold my laugh, really. Guys, I'm serious. Because the fact that they called two people that have different lives, even me, I thought they were the same person, That's why in my disclaimer in part 2 and part 1 of the Troll Wars series, I thought that they were both the same person, not even knowing there were two different people. Even me, I don't even know they were both different. But I thought they were the same, so I just speak to one another, not even knowing that they're not the same. After I realized that this guy, Lo Shane, that controls the Orange Podcast advertisement accounts, he's Filipino, which is something I am going to talk about later on into the video about this situation, but beside the point. Now look, normally when it comes to trolls attack, I don't really care. I ignore them. That's what I've always done. But when it comes to the point of where they try to blackmail me into removing the videos to have worked so hard, come on now, there's a problem. But really, blackmail? What? When they fail to blackmail? Hilarious. What's even more ironic is that some of the information that I have received actually come from people who were once their friends, as well from other investigation community that used to be connected to them at certain point of their online, I guess you would call it, fame. When you make bad decisions 3i, right? And eventually those decisions have consequences. When you have people around you who should know better, if your father is truly a police officer that you claim in the video that you tried to blackmail me, which you record that too, so GG up. Then I assume he taught you to stay away from these people and situations that often get you in serious trouble. These people that she's around with, for those who are new to this, are really trolls, are bad people. Not the best example for someone that should lead within a friend group. These people are bad apples, dogs, trolling, saying racial stereotype, being racist. Come on now. I bet your family didn't teach you that, right, 3i? And then there's the whole situation where these trolls started claiming that I was one of my random followers simply because that person is my followers. Still confused. In their doxing attempt that failed hilariously, they claim that the Orange Podcast advertisement account named Loshane is a Filipino person. But so when they were going and stalking my followers, right, they thought that I was one of the advertisement account that mentioned a logo of the college, but in doing, I guess he was doing human anatomy work, and they were trying to connect the doc supposedly because he's doing the human anatomy work class, and apparently he had the Orange Podcast logo, you know, when on the second post and other posts that he posts. Generally, I don't know this person because I previously said in my other bio, which isn't related to what Loshane is posting, but on my HH account, that I was involved in nursing, and somehow they connected the two dots saying, oh well, you know, these two person are doing human anatomy, that means that must be Grundy. And because in that bio that person mentioned of what he likes, so they thought that, well, that has to be me, so, which is stupid. Okay. But going back when it comes to the nursing stuff, and when it comes to medical field, right? In HH, what I meant by nursing, it was simply related to EMT, right? When you guys are doing your doxing or quote unquote try to find information on me, please make sure you find the right information. Stop going around and stalking my followers. Literally, ask me directly, right? I can tell you, right? Huh? It's kind of stupid if you guys were doing that in the first place. But basically, EMT is basically training that's completely different. You know, another program pulled together when it comes to nursing. Nursing, you have to, I've heard, you have to take the exam license. So that's a long process. I can't do that. Hell no. So the entire assumption they made from seeing someone else's university class that was already based on incorrect information. And this is where their entire attempt to pressure me ultimately failed. I was literally laughing at this, but I had to hold it because I thought that, you know, they were gonna bring my friends that are involved, you know, the admins. So when I look at Loshane, I was like, okay, that name is very similar. That Loshane name is very similar. So I contact him. He's the one that actually did the report. Cause I sent him the origin video. If you want to do a report, I heard he did in real life, but I don't know where that leads. I haven't had a contact with him. But beside the point, they tried to use another person, university information against me. They even brought up this girl who was supposedly one of my followers. I don't even know this girl. So they tried to claim that I went to these universities. It's like these universities, so it's not just one, right? And that this was based on their attempt to pressure me into removing my content. Then on top of that, they had some random Black American dude randomly, and I think he was one of my followers. I swear to God, they were literally stalking my followers, thinking, well, I have to add my content account. Who does that? Hell no. So based on their attempt to pressure me into remove my content, then on top of that, I was laughing so hard when I saw that. But at the same time, I had to lock in. I had to keep it chill. Because going back to, like I said before, you know, I thought that woman of God information, because I know her public information is out there, right? So I know that she has her own kids, she has her own family, and she followed me on Instagram. So I thought they were going to use that against her, to then use that against me and the other people who are my admins who have their family photos in those Instagram accounts. I personally don't have any private Instagram account, so it's weird that the fact that they have to go and stalk my followers, and that's the reason why I lost many followers. But it was simply based on people who were close to the Orange Podcast, not close to me in real life, but you know, people that were close enough. They had to unadd me, which I told them to do that because I don't want their family to be doxxed or be part of this whole entire situation. But these trolls are really not good people. You know, they try to use this information to get you to do something. Well, that's the reason why, as they have recorded their own part of the video of the blackmailing that they were trying to do, which is dumber, but I'm gonna call it as it is what it is, right? When it comes to these trolls, especially HH, because it's slow-minded people, right? And then I recorded my part, what? The whole entire part, so they can't switch it up or lie. But I wanted to be their friend to see if they have information, you know, just to see if they have other people that are involved or that could be involved in the blackmail. But it seemed like they were only looking for me, anything that has to do with me or anything that has to do with the Orange Podcast, because they think that I am a Black American and anything that has to do related to me, right? So they were trying to use that against me, not even knowing that isn't the case, really. So First and foremost, these trolls need to use common sense, literally lack common sense. Instead of talking to me directly, which I gave them a couple of years. I mean, Meyer is a different case, right? She's a whole nother case. But the fact that I gave 3UI, and I know that 3UI actually pushed Meyer to try to join in this event, to try to blackmail me, right? But ultimately failed. But when it comes to 3UI, I gave her a couple of years, guys. And I'm gonna explain why I gave her a couple of years, maybe my heart. With the 3UI case, when you believe something like this, saying the N-word, making racist comments, telling people to hurt themselves, aka K-ing themselves. And then when I investigate communities you harmed or the people who you once close to, that's when the problem starts. Sometimes these people were friends and gotten into fights, leaking information about each other, exposing one another, or even doxing each other. Then when I take the evidence that already existed and make documentaries, screenshots, videos, evidence about what happened in the community, suddenly I'm the problem. Suddenly I'm the one who's supposed to be in charge. Suddenly they didn't want this information made publicly. The fact that these trolls tried to pressure me into removing my videos and ultimately failed is something I have document, I have video evidence, so they can't simply say, oh, Greg doesn't have anything. If you're angry because I made a documentary about you, and if you don't want that documentary to be public, that doesn't automatically mean my investigation is false. I gave 3UI multiple chances to explain herself and tell her own version of the story, because at that time, like I said, and in part 3, like you guys can look at the first time I met her, I was kind of making more mistakes. I thought that 3UI wasn't Alex, but was some other girl named Selfish, which she was another problem within the community. I thought that Meyer was a boy because he was known for being a weird creep. And what's even funny, now they're teaming up, right? Meyer was known for quote unquote coming from 3UI. Here is the screenshots that Meyer was known for being a creep. Man, I didn't know that Meyer was a female until I spoke to her on VC, and I was like, oh, okay, that's surprising. That's a female having a crazy history, using the R word, talking about the woman menstruation. I'm serious, guys. So when the evidence was piled up against 3UI, I gave her multiple chances to speak up. Even in fact, I even added her, you know, after this whole entire people were talking about her and I didn't have a chance to speak. And you guys can watch that in part 3. I explained that in fully in detail, that I didn't have any chance because there were people that were adding the words and it was a public channel, okay guys? So why add her? Instead 3UI call me names. And this girl doesn't even know me. I gave her multiple options. I even added her on Discord. Like, hey, talk to me, explain your side. Guys, here's the evidence, here's the proof. Talk to me. If you talk to me, I can change the situation, because at the time, I didn't know who she is. I swear to God. So when she has not been talking and when she's still calling me names, it leave me no choice to take their own side, especially coming to the investigation channel. But the investigation channel that were created because of 3UI had more attraction, and there were facts and there were truths, and I went on their side and I speak to them on VC, and they're not pretending to hide their voice. They're being real with themselves. If you guys were in my shoe, which side would you choose? Someone who's being ignorant, not even saying anything when there's allegations against her, he or she, or someone that's outspoken, someone that's willing to speak to you on VC, for God's sake, someone that's willing to talk to you, not just texting you? So which one is superior, guys? I'll let you guys know and text me, and you guys can leave a YouTube comment, right? She even brought up the old screenshot from 2022, the same screenshot that I have already. And then they even went further. They started looking through my followers and people connected to me, trying to find something that they can use against me. How does that even make sense? If you have an issue with me, like I said, talk to me. I'm not this ghostly spirit. I'm not ignorant. I'm willing to listen, right? Oh my gosh, man. Hilarious. Don't go through random people that are connected to me looking for something else that you guys can use to target me, because I'm telling you, the things that you are gonna find is not gonna be there. I also want to explain something that I probably go into detail later on. I'm not completely sure whether 3UI herself was responsible for this, so I'm going to be careful with how I'm going to word it. But I believe some of these trolls within her own friend group were involved in creating YouTube accounts pretending to be me. Not one account, 2 accounts. These accounts were using alleged claims while trying to be me, having the same PDF picture that I use a lot on my Discord, while using AI voice, making accusation about me without providing solid proof. That's not criticism. That's an attempt to damage someone's reputation. And that's strange, very strange, is that this behavior doesn't seem consistent with how these people present themselves in real life. For example, these are racist comments and online behavior that are completely different from how some of these people appear in other parts of their lives. For example, 3UI, there's other investigation channels where your father hangs out with a black person. So does that make your father racist? No, probably you're not racist, right? But then you're LARPing to be as a racist, saying the N-word, telling other people they look bad, or saying that black men are this. Like I said, guys, you guys can watch part 3. The evidence is there. So I have a question to 3UI direct. Why are you using other pictures? Because there's other pictures, and even now when I was doing research by looking at the investigation communities, even from those investigation communities, we're confused whether this person was 3UI because 3UI herself were using different other pictures that came from Pinterest or that came from different platforms. Why are you pretending to be different people online? Why are you pretending to be someone that you're not? I also received screenshots from different bios and different accounts that claiming people that are connected to these individuals, including accounts presenting themselves as Muslims. So why are you pretending to be Muslim when you're not Muslim, or trying to wear hijab or hijab? These are Muslim outfits. Like I see them in my country, not in America, but in my home country. It's a lot of them. Even Christian women wear them. We call them the rock Christians, where instead of in East Africa, we have our own separate church that's different from the other churches. We are not like the other Egyptian church, but they do wear that. Here's a video, play it. My mom does wear that. But why are you LARPing? Why are you LARPing as a Muslim when you're not as a Muslim? I've also seen videos, including the church videos, where 3I was singing, and these people that had these information ended up saying, well, I was once friends with you, that I was once friends with 3UI, and maybe I guess they have some type of grudges. Then they go out, create Discord servers, leaking each other, not just 3UI, but other individuals. And then when I asked them what certain evidence do they have to prove that she's guilty, they explain why. They have video evidence. That's so strange, because how much information, especially personal information, appear to be already be these communities, like they have some type of backdoors. It's weird. And this is what I want people to understand about trolling culture around HH. Like I'm telling you guys, like these things are real. They dox people. When they dox people, they hold that information and they spread that to different types of communities. I mean, I've seen that myself. And this is the reason why when you see these things happening, especially those who are new to this community, report them. Report their Instagram, because once they report their Instagram, it's going to be gone. But even when their Instagram is reported, they're still going to be there on Discord. They're still going to be active. So you can't really defeat them. It's like, for example, I think in part 2, when I explained the rise of the revolution, the checkout movement, or where people in the community were complaining. I'm talking about content creators were complaining about the toxicity, about the trolls communities, and how they grow so much to the point of where they were drawing pixelgrams of the Nazi symbol in their own rooms and just being racist. A lot of people that were in this community ended up doxing each other to the point of where that information, personal, it's still there online. So even when HH deleted that account, they would come back, ban them, because they would still come back. And the only way to defeat these trolls is to simply ignore them, but people tend to give them more credit, and that boosts their ego, and they will start doing it again. And I also don't understand, like when I'm making content about the video, I remember when the first video I made, and people that were in the troll community that were against me, because after when I was starting making videos, they accused me of being over 30 when I'm much younger. Instead of targeting me, why not deal with people who are actually close to you? And you know those people better than I do. I don't know these people personally. So why are you coming after me? Is it because I'm taking information that already existed, that I organize it and turn it into a documentary? And then when there's these exposed accounts, they usually get banned for Instagram violation rules. You can't simply publicly expose or dox people without consequences, because like I said, if you post this on Instagram, which a lot of these trolls have private Instagrams, most of them public Instagrams when it comes to doxing people. So these exposed accounts we call an exposed page, or where they expose people on HH and where they try to get them, to show their image or do all that harmful stuff, but showing proof that, that they said this or said that. And then they will even go so far as doxing people. Guys, I'm serious, doxing people, address, number, all that stuff. And these exposed accounts, they all know each other. They were once friends, People in the HH would understand how close that these are connected to them specifically. So I don't understand why they're targeting me specifically. They can't simply make my videos disappear forever by mass reported them. I mean, a video can be temporarily removed, but I can appeal and I can ask YouTube to reveal the content. That's exactly what happened before. The video was removed. That was the third video. This was caused by 3i gangs. I appealed it and YouTube revealed it, and I got the video back. So what exactly do you guys simply want from me? Like I said, if you have a side of your story, explain it. All this would have never happened. Maybe those 2 videos would have never happened. And now we'll just only talk about Zoro or other people that were in that community specifically. Guys, I swear on my life, I gave them so many chances. I can't lie to you guys. I swear on God, I swear on my grave. Guys, I'm serious. I gave them so many chances. I gave Meyer an opportunity to speak to me. She agreed to do an interview. I recorded the whole entire conversation. I told her that I was recording it. We were able to have an actual conversation. And at least we have reached to some levels of understanding, I guess. I mean, like, when she was having a conversation, she was just simply being cocky, being ignorant. I even had to call one of my friends named Meyer. She's a Muslim person. She was the other girl that they accused of being me because this girl was doing an illegal activity, which I even called her in VC and I harshly warned her. So I don't know about Meyer. And then Meyer accused me of being Meyer. That's stupid. But anyway, the guy was being cocky and my OBS wasn't working properly. So the videos of the footage was unfortunately missing some of them. So the part that you guys saw wasn't actually the full part because some of the OBS videos was missing in part 2. But those parts weren't the juicy parts, you know, weren't the good parts. So maybe it kind of saved me time, I guess. Meyer was involved in saying the R hard, not the slow word, but the content of sexual assaults. She acknowledged it. I have video evidence of that conversation. It then appears that she's working with several other people who wants the entire video removed. Again, that situation becomes strange. This is similar to what happened my other Instagram account, that was targeted. I contacted Instagram, communicate with them for weeks. Eventually my Instagram account was returned. Meyer and 3i, these are friends, right? And even 3i did an exposed Instagram post of Meyer. 3i was the one that introduced me to the fact that Meyer was saying the hard R. I mean, I didn't know anything about Meyer. All I know that she was known for being a creep from other people, but you know, those are accusations. But 3i actually post on our SpongeBob account on Instagram, sent me evidence. I mean, she didn't send me, but I take a screenshot of that, of where Meyer was saying the hard R, saying that I wish she would get hard. And this is coming from a female that's saying this to another female, right? Now they're all working together, supposedly. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, so what's the point of attacking me when you have friends with these people? I mean, you told me earlier, which I am going to explain the screenshots because the video is going to be broken down into multiple parts so you guys can understand fully, right? Or where she has content with Zoro. And Zoro was the one of where she said she had content with Zoro. Now, I never believed that she actually had content with Zoro. But then Zoro added me on Discord, right? I think we had made a group chat and all they do is they text me, but they haven't really called me. In fact, I can show you a video clip of where I tried to call them to have a conversation. Instead, they were playing games with me. Okay, let's mic up. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Jesus Christ. Hello. Okay. Am I hearable? Give me a second. I think I am hearable. Okay. Can you guys hear me? It's weird. Hello? Okay. It works. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Really? You left because of me. I'm back. Okay, let's mic up. Let's have a conversation. Okay, so since you claim to be Zoro, Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Zoro, mic up, man. If you claim it to be Zoro, mic up. Like I said, we have talked before. How do I know you're really Grundy? Have you checked my YouTube channel? Really Grundy, you message me. If you're real Grundy, you message me. Nice try. Like, none of them will never talk to me. So I don't believe that that's Zoro. I don't believe that. Because me and Zoro probably had talked before on Instagram. So if that wasn't Zoro, then I would have known myself. And I never spoke directly to 3UI, but I gave her multiple chances to talk to me in VC calls. She didn't want to do that. Fine. Text me. I'm willing to communicate. I was actually the one who initiate the whole entire conversation with 3UI and Meyer because I wanted to speak with both of them. Well, actually, I want to speak to 3UI because I did a video on Meyer. At that point, I already knew 3UI and Meyer were connected in some way, so I just text that I wanted to speak to 3UI, that maybe this case should be over if she could explain her side. Because like I said, I made part 3 videos, but I wanted to hear her own side of the story to see whether if I should delete the 3rd video. Because although that information was right, I actually wanted to hear her own side to see if her own side is convincing of where we share screenshots or where I want her to communicate with me. Ross, he took a screenshot of what 3i was saying about her own sister, allegedly, right? By going into my account because I gave my password to my account, which is it's not illegal, guys, because you can give your password to your HH, other players, but you have to trust them, okay? Because don't follow my step, because I don't want to hear any excuse. Oh, you know, I give my friend my password and he entered to it and somehow my account gets sold. No, on Reddit, I don't want that. But honestly, I simply want everyone to have an opportunity to speak. Maybe it was my fault that I was too kind enough to even allow these people that were considered enemy to the community to speak, but I also wanted them to hear each other's side. I actually wanted to speak to them directly to maybe to see if there's something that I'm missing so I can make changes. I was preparing everything and I was ready to actually have a conversation. And then when the conversation turned into where they were trying to blackmail me by using others' informations, by using the other girl information that I don't know, but she was one of my followers. And then they were using the guy, like I told you, about Lo Shane, or where this Filipino American. Well, they have these universities that I go to, apparently. And because that person had wrote something in their bio, that account is an advertisement account. And then they went to some of my followers list on Instagram, guys. This happened on Instagram when they were doing their quote-unquote doxing. That failed horribly. So they found this other guy and they were saying, oh, that has to be Grundy. And then they collected the picture from the other guy. All this to remove a video, guys. All this to remove these videos. Not just one, but all. That's where I draw the line. Come on. 3i within this OBS conversation. Listen, I'm going to release the OBS conversation videos. You guys are going to see the recording yourselves, okay, guys? But I want first both of these people to know what's going on. Lo Shane and then the other guy to know what's going on. His name is Obito. Sorry, his name is Obi. So I want him to know before I can do anything else. And if these people agree, then I'm gonna release the video in public. But I just want them to know, because there was a lot of leaks coming from both sides, which I honestly thought that there were one people together, which in the video, when I was working and re-uploading the videos, I made a disclaimer saying that, well, they did this to Obi. The Instagram advertisement accounts and the Instagram private accounts of Obi, I thought both of them were the same until when I contacted the other person and explained the whole issue. If he has a private account, because I was saying, well, they were going into your pictures or anything, because that account is private. I don't know how to have access to those accounts. I don't even know. That's very illegal to do because that Instagram account is private. But then they went into So when I was texting Lo Shane, does he has a private account? He said no, he doesn't have any private account. All he does is have an advertising account. The only private account that he has is with his mother, and that's private. And I mentioned that account name, specifically the username, and he said no, he has nothing to do with it. So then I went ahead and contacted my followers on the whole entire situation. It takes him at least 5 days for him to respond. I don't know why that took him that days to respond. So he finally responded to me and he was surprised, and that's it coming from his own end. So like I said, what's the point of attacking me when you don't even know me? When you have other people who aren't even involved. Obi wasn't even involved in the Orange podcast. I don't even know him. Lo Shane was involved in the Orange podcast. I know that for sure. I spoke to him on VC in the past. It has been a long time that me and him have talked. Oh my god. And the fact that that you even brought up that your father is a police officer, but since your father's a cop, right? Don't you understand trying to use threat or pressure to force someone to remove something, a content? It's not an appropriate way to resolve a disagreement. Move on to another topic, like if through I is Alex, like we're gonna talk about that. But before we move on, I just want to show some videos of me trying to talk to her even when she didn't want to. And it's so weird because I'm trying to give her multiple options, you know, to talk to me, because I don't bite, trust me. But even her friends talk to me, and I just wanted to show you guys some proof. So in the future, there wouldn't be no denial or allegations against other people. So I'll just show you from my own end.
Oh, what the fuck?
How are you going to ask for proof, Alex? And me, we're the same person.
Yo,
then provide me proof.
What the fuck?
If
Three
Alex, look.
Yo,
If you can talk to me, like use your actual voice and talk to me instead of doing the text back for it, cause come on, man, talk to me. I'm right here. I'm literally right here on VC. Talk to me. Oh, this girl is so scared. It's so embarrassing. Why can you read? I'm reading it right here. Talk to me. Oh man. So 3I, are we willing to talk? No or yes? Like mic up, please. Mic up. I need to mic up. This is embarrassing. Oh yeah, so Booge, right? Booge? Am I spelling your name right?
Juno.
Okay, Juno, yeah. So do you have anything to say, like besides just like what's going on right here?
You talking to me?
You don't know.
Wait, what happened? My bad. I don't know if you said my name correctly. Wait, let's rewind. Let's go back. You said, are you saying my name correctly? What'd you say?
Wait, your name is Jono, right? Jono? Right? Am I spelling it right? Mm-hmm.
No.
Bojo?
No, what you talking about, Tom?
Since you're the only person talking, you can at least try to be her own translator for her.
Yeah, hold on. I could do that.
Yeah.
Wait, I got you. So basically, like, fucking, let me see. What all have you read?
What do you say?
What all have you read? Like, what all have you read? So I don't like beat a dead horse, that.
No. What I'm trying to say is that you can be your own translator. Not me. I'm good. Right now, I'm reading what she said, but it's not really adding up. I wish you can speak on VC. I truly do, because I'll be so happy. I'll be so glad. Right now, we're in VC. We can like literally talk on VC. Like, you don't have to tax on HH. We're not in Hotel Hideaway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't make her fucking talk.
Yeah,
But From what it's looking like, I don't think she really taking it seriously, low key.
Yeah, she is. Like right now, I'm low key chill. I might just get my coffee real quick. Get my coffee. Yeah.
She like, yo,
I'm so chill as hell. And she's tweaking.
She's saying like you keep like making these claims about the CP and stuff.
Yeah. Going back to what I'm saying, if
What's up with that? What's up with like the CP stuff?
yeah, like I said before, okay, that's what the noise. I don't know what the point was.
What is that?
What? That's so hilarious, man. What now? I might gonna have to like lower his voice down. But yeah, going back to what I'm saying, my bro, is that first of all, like I said, Zoro's the one that talked to me saying that Alex was 3UI. And Zoro was very close to 3UI. So that's the one thing I'll point out. So if both of them are close, since both of them are trolls, then for sure they will have, really communication when it comes to both of them. So
right. I get you.
So Kid Cudi, to explain the whole process, I'm not gonna give really huge details, but I'm like, bro, I don't really care at this point. But to going back to the whole process, Kid Cudi was the one that told Zoro that 3i Alex at that time was a pedophile. So that started. Mm-hmm. So when Johnny Bravo was out here saying that Alex was sending her sister nudes and pictures and like dirty stuff when it comes to CP of her sister, in that video, what Johnny Bravo said was that 3i was literally So that started from the get-go. And from there, the rumor started from Kid Cudi, from Kid Cudi, from Johnny Bravo, and then from Zoro. And then Zoro's the one that told me. Now, I haven't seen the video yet. I haven't seen none of the video. I remember when this guy, I can't remember his name, Diego Domisto. I can't really spell the name, but he was the one that told me that 3i was in somewhere in the room. So when he told me that 3i was in the room, I'm the one that appeared. Now that was the first time I met 3i. I have no idea who she is, although I've heard rumors and stories about 3i being Alex. I was like, okay, sure, so they might look into it. So then from there, people out here was calling her a pedophile and calling her that she was a predator. And from what they have seen, they seem to be very serious. So I was like, okay, they might just take their words for that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's go ahead and clear the CP part. Excuse me. Okay. I know for a fact fucking 3UI. I know for a fact 3UI isn't Alex. I know for a fact that 3UI wasn't the claims, all those false rumors and shit. Exactly what I just said. False rumors. This is not true at all. I've known 3UI for like probably like
how many years?
I think around that time that all this stuff was going on.
How about 2020?
I kind of quit HH.
How about 2020?
I can't. 2020, yeah, around that time, because it's like that kind of like when I quit HH and I started like fucking doing my own little thing outside of this, right? Yeah. So around that time, fucking all this bullshit was going down. She came, told me about it, told me like what's going on and what was happening and whatnot. And then after that, we kind of went no contact. I come back, I'm getting fucking hearsay from that shit character. Wow, fuck it.
To be honest, bro, like, why are you friends with her? That's my question. Like, why? Like, why do you choose to be friends with her? That's my question for you, man.
James cool, bro. James, like all that other bullshit. All that other bullshit that people say it's not true. Because like you don't understand. You haven't really sat down and tried to talk to her without mentioning any of the bullshit that you hear and see on HH. Like on a real note, if you sat down and you had a conversation with her, like you literally had a conversation probably like I think 2 days ago. She talked to me about religion and shit, bro. Like it was a very articulate conversation. She's intelligent. She knows what she's talking
She's
about. Like half
actually
the
really
time,
smart, huh?
she may say fucked up things, but nobody's perfect. You feel me? Like,
Bro, you can't have that mindset,
like
man.
you which what mindset? What do you mean?
It's like I don't know. I mean personally, I think that you should accept the person whole, not just saying that well this person have done bad stuff and this person have done this stuff. You're only technically loving the person half. That's not really a friendship. I don't see that way. And she might go over here and dox you. You know, that's that what she done to our friends in HH. So I don't know, like
Nah, bro. That's way different. That's different as fuck, dude. People should associate with on HH are in the same category as me and Bueno and the Indonesian nigga. I forgot his name. No disrespect, my bad. Tim. But the Indonesian guy, like it's different. And on top of that, I fuck with Jenny as a whole. Bro. I don't got down. What's the word? I don't make an exception for her. If she says something like I don't like, I tell her. I tell her, hey, don't say that shit. You literally see it, bro. She saying it anywhere. I told her not to say it. Simple as that.
yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Got that, yeah. I'm looking at a different 3i today. I don't know. I'm looking at it differently now.
But like the way she conducts herself, one line is way different from how she conducts herself in real life. It's different. It's like that for everybody, right? Well, it's like that for the majority of people.
Okay. Why are you trying to gaslight his experience? Randy, you say you don't know me. Yeah, I doxed my friends. Platinum and Zero apparently. You don't know me. That's funny.
No, you gotta like take into account if she doxed these people, would he really be her friend? Did she really consider them a friend?
To be
I've known her
honest,
for a minute. I haven't met dox yet. I feel like if she wanted to dox me, she would have been a doxing.
well, you know, like when it comes to Zoro, I know that Zoro was close to her. You know, I know that these people were close to her. I was never close to Zoro.
She said she wasn't close to her.
How about Meyer? Like way closer. Let her type. Let me see what she said. Apparently, like you even doxed Meyer. Wasn't close to Meyer. Meyer harassed me and let her talk to me for leverage and leak her. LOL. Okay. That's kind of a bad behavior, to be honest. What? Use her as leverage? That's crazy, yo. It's kind of a bad person, not gonna lie. Give me bad vibes. That's not bad behavior from being targeted by losers like you. Even what? What is that? 3i, you have a bad grammar. Dang, can't even text shit, man. You cause you stole me, you wish me. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm not JoJo. I'm keep on telling you this multiple times. JoJo is big brainer. Have you watched my videos part 1? What are you talking about? So how is my leak behavior bad in return? Your videos doesn't say anything. Okay, 3i, can you at least summarize just one video? At least that video, cause I've heard, I mean, a couple of friends were talking about my videos, were praising me, were calling me so many names, man. Just tell me one, summarize it. You really want to summarize? Oh, no. Okay. Just summarize just one part. Just use one word. One word to summarize it. Or at least one sentence.
Yeah, where'd you get the fucking the Otherworld's Legends gameplay from?
What you say?
Where'd you get the gameplay from in the video?
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean the game profile?
The Otherworld Legends gameplay.
World Legends, bro. I don't play.
So now you guys can understand what I'm trying to say when I said that she couldn't even speak for herself or defend herself with her own people. Look, I don't know these guys that are in this VC, but it's with her own friends that she invited me in. So I thought that she was able to comfortable to speak to me if she's with her own friends. Instead, she would text, but she wouldn't actually use her own voice. In my opinion, that's really annoying. When you're trying to defend yourself against serious accusation, if someone is making claims about you, I believe you have your right to be able to explain your own side with your own words and your own actions. That's why I also took VC very seriously. I don't want to solely rely on text and message when you can speak directly to that person in voice, when you can hear their own emotions and their own reactions. Now, of course, people can fake their own emotions, that has always been the case when I speak to these trolls. They use their own AI bot, I guess voice changer, but that's not the point. My point is, as a content creator, I want my community and my followers to have much content as possible so they can make their own decisions. And VC is the best because it's honest. I think my videos have been doing well because I presented the information and the facts. But going back to what her friend told me, I specifically asked him to act as a translator or basically speak to her on her behalf, because I wasn't going to sit there back and forth while texting while I'm on VC. Doesn't make any sense. Her friend told me directly that she wasn't Alex and they were both different people. At that time, I was still skeptical because obviously they were friends and friends are usually going to defend their own friends. So I didn't automatically accept his own statement as proof. However, I think there is some validation to what he has been saying because he wasn't the only one who believes that. My friend Ronan, who believes the same thing, Woman of God, who believes the same thing, even Meyer, out of all people, told me last time when we have a, VC conversation, told me simply that 3i wasn't Alex. Then there were also claims that Alex and 3i had different appearance and backgrounds. Some people claimed that Alex was white, while others claimed that 3i was Hispanic in the King's community. That raises another question. Why would Alex allegedly use other people's photos to present herself as someone else, as European? That's where things become more extremely complicated. I mean, I never saw what Alex looked like. I have no idea how they figure out that she was white, but according to the community, Alex was white. So it only leaves 3UI. That's where things become extremely complicated. A lot of people in the community believe that 3i has to be Alex because of her previous past behavior pattern. They pointed out to behaviors like racism, Nazi-relatedism, and other controversial behaviors. But here's what I think people should consider. Instead of only looking at pattern behaviors, why don't we listen to the community, especially the people who are close to her? People who know them personally were repeatedly saying that they were both different people. Even people within the King community apparently disagree with the allegations. There were people in the community who had access to screenshot conversations and other information about these individuals. I'm not going to say automatically makes their claim true, but I think that their testimony deserves to be consideration, especially when it comes to multiple people independently who told the same story, that 3i and Alex, they aren't the same people. If you guys have been watching part 3 of the Troll Wars series, you guys would already know what I've been talking about. Towards to the end of part 3, one of the people I interviewed told me directly that 3i wasn't Alex and that Alex was a different people. He also claims that Zoro and Alex had a relationship. So I can show you guys the video so you guys can hear his own statement for yourselves.
And Alex isn't really innocent either, because I remember when she was in DT, she would for real leak people's faces, bro. Like, She would do the basically like not the same shit, not the same level, but she would just, like find people's insults, expose it, and then just laugh. And she had edgy ass friends who did the same. So Alex isn't innocent at all. And it's weird that she had the balls to send her own nudes to someone who's just like her. It's weird.
Wow. I had this other question that a lot of the community wanted to ask, but Alex, is she 3UI? In your opinion?
So she is. I don't think she is, because I'm friends with someone who's known her for like a long ass time, who stayed in touch, and
yeah,
I don't want to name him. He doesn't want to be named. I asked him if he wanted to be named, if I ever told you anything. He wants no part, but he's an OG troller, and he literally said they're not the same person. They're both Hispanic. Yes, they both are Hispanic. Alex is Puerto Rican, and the other girl's Mexican, I believe. Those are, one is from Chicago, and I think Alex is from Chicago, I heard, and 3Y is from Texas, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere like that. They're two different people.
Okay. So my question is that why do I have screenshots of 3Y saying that I did this to my sister when this the alleged rumor started with Alex doing this to her own sister, but then 3UI claiming that, well, I did the same thing. There's screenshots and videos of not videos, but screenshots of where she just written down in her bio, well, I did this to my sister, and screenshots of her shot getting leaked.
Here's the thing about trollers. Here's the thing about trolling. People put sick shit like that in order to get shock value. That's what they want. It's for you. They'll say the most outrageous shit, and they'll want you to react to it a certain way, and they get enjoyment from that.
Wow. So if you guys want to watch the whole entire part, please watch part 3. It goes in details in this conversation. Like I said, please watch that because it's going to explain a lot. Don't watch this part 4 and be like, oh, I don't understand the whole entire thing. No, there's part 2, there's part 1, there's part 3. Please look into that. Okay, let's continue. So is 3UI is Alex? Are they both the same people? Well, based on everything I've shown you guys and I've spoken to, I currently believe they're both different people now. And the reason why I believe this is because multiple communities have been saying this. And it took a long time for me to get along with this because honestly, I didn't have any proof to say that they're both the same people. All I know is, according to the community, the other side, that were saying, okay, they were both the same people. But at the same time, you can't really look at pattern behaviors and be like, well, they have to be the same people, because then that wouldn't make any sense at all. And I have seen what people with the King's community rejected the allegations as well. So based on the testimonies I have received from people who are actually involved in this community, along with information presented throughout the Troll Wars series, I believe that the claim that 3i and Alex are different people. There were also the controversy surrounding the alleged videos of Alex holding and waving a toy. That is another subject we are going to discuss right now. It all started with Pale allegations being connected to an Instagram expose page, where Pale Hill was known to exposing their individuals, people in the community. That's similar to Dove page. Now, I don't really know Pale Hill personally. I only recently become familiar with him after he sent me screenshots of the conversation he had with 3UI. From the screenshot he showed me, they were apparently discussing about me. I don't know what they were discussing about, but here is the screenshots. And 3i was engaging with him and sending him screenshots, including pictures related to her bio. If these screenshots are authentic and actual true, that could suggest that Pale Hill and 3i had some level of connections. However, I don't know how close they actually were, so I'm not going to make that claim as just a fact.
What I know is that Pale Hill was apparently associated with an Instagram exposed account around 2020 or 2021. I've heard his name before through other people in the community, but honestly there isn't much information I personally verify from him. And the only reason why I'm very skeptical of him, because I was under the impression that Pale Hill was a woman, because the account was using another person picture of a female, another troll account, where that female blonde hair was being racist to somebody else. I don't know what kind of evidence he had, but he did something where he switched the picture of the blonde girl to make it black, and I later learned that image wasn't actually really him, because apparently he was exposed by 3UI, which is another reason why I'm interested in under the impression, like, were they actually friends or were they in actual relationship? Because I don't know these people. All I know is that the fact that Pale Hill used to have an investigation Instagram channel. And that's where things got more complicated, because there were claims that the person in that video was Alex, while other people argued that that material came from somewhere else entirely. So I spoke to one of the members of the King community in their DMs, I believe so, that this was around 2020. Like, here's a proof for you guys. So I said, hey, sorry I didn't reply. Muhammad, his response, it's alright dude, what was your question on the BVTB? Sorry I didn't look into it. It really wasn't anything big. It was just Alex's case. I was taking the MDBS bus to a town, and like while I was on my way, I was looking through Hotel Hideaway Instagram. I came across a bad video and took a screenshot right away, because I was wondering, is that Alex? Honestly, I feel bad for that girl. Zoro's evil. Muhammad responds with, oh, lol. According to one of my mods, Jessica, she said the person in the video was an adult performance and not Alex. I believe that myself, to be honest, and I actually looked into it, but I couldn't find anything that proved that the person in the video was Alex. All I could find were falsehood and what looks to me like lies coming from Hill. So don't believe everything you see, mate. Those hotel exposed page, half of the time you don't know what actually true and what was just being made up for drama. In my opinion, this is just another part of exposed page blackmail tactics. And this is my response. Oh, thank you, brother. If I ever see her one day, I would ask about Zoro. I swear, it would be really interesting to understand her own side of the story. The investigation quickly came to an end. I realized that the photo wasn't... Here is the picture I took the screenshot of. This was originally a feed video, but I quickly took a screenshot because I had a feeling something strange. This video ends up going viral within the community. And at that time, I generally thought that that person in that video was Alex. Now, back then, I never actually met Alex. I never spoke to her or had any sort of conversation with her. So when the community started to claim that 3UI was Alex, I decided to approach 3UI myself to see whether there was any truth to it. I wanted to understand what happened with Zoro, Meyer, and other people who were involved in the situation. Now, I didn't know that Meyer wasn't involved in the situation, because Meyer did tell me that he wasn't involved in this situation, and at that time I had a lot of information mixed up. I actually thought Meyer was a male that was Alex's boyfriend. Honestly, I was completely wrong about that. Meyer is a woman who had been obviously in a controversial situation within the community. I continued looking into the case, and at first I didn't believe what Muhammad told me, so I approached 3I because I wanted to find out myself whether the claim was actually true. But she didn't really explain anything to me about the video. She was communicating with other people back and forth, saying nasty words, and the other people were saying nasty words. You know, like, you guys can watch part 3 documentary. It goes into details about what they were saying exactly. But at that time, I thought the lack of explanation from 3UI made the whole entire situation even more suspicious. So the investigation quickly come to an end once I realized that the photo wasn't actually Alex. After looking further, the image traced back to an adult website. So here is the adult website bio. Yeah, that woman is in her own 30s. And all this happened before 3UI was later exposed by other members of the community who have been close to her, have been sharing pictures and
and other information related to her online identity and her personal life. As a content creator, I kind of find the whole entire situation rather strange. So I do understand why people are angry with her. Yes, serious allegations against her and about the racist behavior. If those allegations are supported by the evidence, then she would be held accountable for what she did or what she said. With her racist allegations, yes, those are proven as facts. But going so far as exposing someone's personal identity or attacking them in return, like, where's the point of attacking that person? Like, come on now. At that point, I will leave it up to the community to make their own judgment. And to be fair, 3i isn't completely innocent either. She was reportedly associated with SpongeBob account. Yes, her account was named SpongeBob. No, like seriously, no joke. And according to Pale Hill, she sent him screenshots of her own bio that allege content information exposing other people. There's also where I've seen her Instagram page was used to expose other people's faces, like actually she would go so far as showing people's own faces. Now, I don't know exactly why she did that. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything. I'm just a content creator. But this does create an interesting situation when someone who alleged, particularly in exposing other people, eventually find themselves being exposed as well. Based on the evidence I received from the community, I believe that 3i and Alex are different people. And honestly, that's a hard pill to swallow. And I know I'm probably gonna get some backlash for saying this. People might say, but she tried to blackmail you. She tried to get your video removed. She make fake accounts pretending to be you. She done this, she done that. Definitely. I mean, I understand that myself. But we still need to look at the evidence. I don't want to be heated or attacked for saying this, but we still need to be honest with ourselves. Is there actually a proof that Alex and 3i are the same person? Personally, I don't believe there is. Based on everything I've shown you guys, I don't think they're both the same person. Looking at the evidence we have discussed, the video show the toy video was apparently a lie, it was a scam, and it traces back to an adult performance. So what's the point to look at? Then you have multiple people within the community telling me that 3i isn't Alex. We also have the person I spoke to at the end of the Troll Wars documentary who directly told me that 3i and Alex are different completely people. Separate people, they're not the same. So when even people who are involved within these communities are saying that they're both different individuals, I would have to take their own consideration. That could mean the whole entire situation was simply a case of two different separate people mixed together and rumors mix up both of them together. Even I believe that 3i and Alex are the same person, but we need to look at the evidence, they're not. But then you might ask, if 3i isn't Alex, why would she target your videos? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why she would try to get my video removed, and I don't know why they use other people's own pictures that were trying to use it, attempt to take down my content. It doesn't really make much sense to me. Maybe there is another reason behind it. Maybe someone else was involved. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. And I'm not going to lie to you guys and pretend that I do, because seriously, I don't know. But what I do know is that when alleged blackmail attempt happened, I already researched the video myself. I already reached up to the conclusion myself when they were doing this blackmail against me, right? And I've been already working on part 4 before I even have those conversations. So this wasn't something I suddenly discovered. But what made the whole entire situation so strange is that they were trying to get my video removed. From my point of view, the evidence I already researched was there. I don't know why they want that removed. You know, like, all this stuff is suspicious. And that's why I think this cycle of accusation needs to stop. If you really have a problem, I don't care whether if it's just a game community or anyone else in real life, talk to them directly. That's the best decision you can do. Talk to them, not just following the crowd, which I have been doing since. Talk to these people, hear their own story, not just one single story. And that's the main reason I wanted to speak to 3i. I want to understand her own side of the story. But once again, she really didn't give me any answer. She was hesitant to speak about it, and she wouldn't even speak to me directly in the VC conversation, even with, again, some of her own friends that were involved. That made the situation so confusing for me. I'm not trying to say refusing to speak automatically makes someone guilty or innocent. It doesn't. But what I'm trying to investigate into serious allegations, and a person involved wouldn't explain their own side, it makes it much hard to determine what actually happened.